Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. Today I wanted to give you a little update on TikTok and what's going on with Microsoft, if Microsoft is purchasing TikTok, kind of what some of the implications could be as far as privacy and security go if Microsoft purchases the app or at least its assets in the United States. So as of right now, Microsoft is in the works of coming to an agreement to purchase TikTok. The details of that are kind of unclear, but from most of what I've read, I've kind of narrowed down that it seems like Microsoft is negotiating to just purchase the assets in the United States of TikTok. So the Chinese ownership behind TikTok would maintain all of the assets outside of the US. So Microsoft would basically split off the functionality for the user base that TikTok has in the United States. So the app would likely remain the same. Users would probably not see changes to the app itself, and Microsoft would be the operating company behind that. As far as the privacy implications of this deal, it's kind of unclear what the deal, like what the organization and format of the deal is, but Microsoft would buy basically the user data or the basically just the user base of TikTok in the United States. So if TikTok collects your location information or your browsing, like what your behavior is on the app, Microsoft would then acquire and own that information. As far as privacy implications, like of the company changing ownership, it seems like TikTok would likely maintain the same functionality. So if TikTok collects this information now in China, it's going to collect that in the future with Microsoft. Another thing I wanted to mention is Instagram's rollout of the Reels feature. When Trump announced that TikTok was possibly going to be banned in the United States, within a few days we saw Instagram launch their Reels, which is basically TikTok integrated into the Instagram app. I think a thing we can look at to kind of get a reference here is Snapchat and Instagram's adoption of stories. When Snapchat started to become popular and Facebook tried to buy the company and they turned them down, Instagram's response was to launch Instagram Stories, which then basically took a lot of users away from Snapchat because they no longer needed Snapchat's app to kind of use the Stories feature. And I think since there's kind of some concern about what's going to happen with TikTok, it was an opportune time for Instagram to launch this feature, Reels, which basically allows people to create TikTok-style videos, but within Instagram's app. So what this is going to do, in my opinion, is lead many people to just move away from TikTok completely and use Instagram's Reels features, because Instagram, to me, seems like a more solid player in the marketplace. Even if Microsoft does successfully acquire TikTok and is able to keep the app running, I think we've seen in the past that Microsoft has kind of failed to keep tools like this or other things they've acquired. They've kind of failed to keep them relevant and have them be up to par with their competitors. One example of this is the Bing search engine. Microsoft launched Bing probably 10 years ago, and although some people thought that Bing was going to replace Google, we can clearly tell now that that's not going to happen. Google was able to maintain its market share. Bing, I think, might have 5% of the global search engine share, so it's really not a major player. But I think if TikTok fails to kind of continue, all this is going to do is funnel users back to Facebook and back to Instagram. I kind of appreciated TikTok because it was a small player, because it was separate from the big companies like Google and Facebook. And now if it's acquired by Microsoft, it kind of introduces the same privacy issues I would have had before. Is we're just funneling data into Microsoft's ecosystem so that they can use that for advertising on their platforms. And then also what I mentioned is it's just going to push users back onto Facebook and back onto Instagram, which kind of brings up another issue of, is Instagram and Facebook a monopoly? And I'll probably make a video on that soon. But in the meantime, TikTok's kind of up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's a good thing overall that Microsoft is purchasing the U.S. assets. It's going to keep at least the information that Microsoft does collect about the users of TikTok. It's going to keep that information out of the Chinese government's hands. And that was one of the big concerns with TikTok early on, was that it's just collecting people's information and sharing that with the Chinese government. So if Microsoft buys it, hopefully it will minimize some of that kind of up in the air data security issues that people talked about. So thanks for watching, and I hope I shared some information with you about TikTok and the future of the app and its user base in the United States. So have a good day.